Hello? Meow? I thought you wanted to be in the video. Do you not want to be in the video? Oh, okay, he doesn't want to be in the video. Fuck. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm bringing you guys part 3 of my beta reader series. And today is a two-parter. We are both going to be talking about where to find betas and also how to make your beta reader form. I was originally going to make these two separate videos, but as I was scripting the where to find beta readers portion of this video, I realized that I didn't really have enough content to have one full video, so I figured it made the most sense to combine it with the form video, just because, I mean, when you find your betas, you're gonna have to have them fill out the form, so I just felt like they went together pretty well. Anywho, you probably don't care. Let's get into first where you can find betas. So, I mean, honestly, the best place to find media, what the fuck? So basically, the best place to find betas is simple: social media. We've got Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, probably others that I'm not thinking about. There's a bunch of social media platforms, so if you're not already on them, get on it. It's because you need an author platform, trust me. So on your various social media accounts, just make a post and be like, hey, I'm looking for beta readers, is anyone interested? And if so, link them to your form, which we will talk about in a minute. And on this social media post, I would include the title of your book, the genre, the target audience, the word count, and the time frame. Oh, and you also want to talk about the synopsis, because obviously people need to know what your book is about, and any trigger warnings. But I'm sure that some of you here are thinking, fuck, I have like 30 followers on Instagram and I have like 5 on Twitter. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Don't worry, you've still got some options. Now, I will say that I've gotten the most responses from social media, but there are also other avenues that I've tried, and I haven't personally tried all of these, but I have heard of other people having a lot of success from all of them. So your first option is to join writing groups. So personally, the writing group that I'm most active in is Jenna Moresi's Patreon group, Cyber Central. I will link her Patreon down below if you want to join the Patreon group. It's only $1 a month, so it's super cheap, and I think I got like half of my betas for the current round that I'm doing from Cyborg Central, so I would highly recommend it. Number 2, ask your friends or writer buddies that, you know, if they would be interested in being a beta reader for you. Personally, this is not something that I've ever done because I kind of prefer to have strangers read my book, but this is also a viable option if you truly can't think of anything else. Number 3 is to swap books with another author and offer to beta read for them. Again, this is not something that I have done, but I do know a lot of other people who have done it, and it has worked out well for them. And then number 4 is a site called, I believe it's called the Indie Author Helper Database, something like that. I will have it linked down below if you want to go and check it out. It basically has a bunch of people who are willing to beta read. Some, I believe most of them are free, and some of them are paid beta readers. I will be doing a video all about free versus paid betas, but just know that personally I would never pay a beta reader, and I don't think that it's, because the thing about paying someone to beta read is there are so many people who are willing to beta read for free, and I just feel like writing and publishing is expensive enough as it is, so I personally don't see the point in paying someone to beta read, but that's just my personal opinion. I know plenty of people who have paid beta readers and it works out great for them. Anyways, sorry, that was a little side note. And then this last thing is very specific, but it's actually something that I've done a couple times and it did work out well. So something that you can do is if you search the hashtag beta reader on Twitter, some people will say that they want to be a beta reader for someone, and then you can reach out to them and have them read your book. I've only done this a few times, but it was helpful, so you can also do that if you are, again, really struggling to find betas. Okay, so now that we've got where to find betas out of the way, let's talk about the beta reader form. So your beta reader form is basically what you're going to link to people to when they're like, fuck yeah, I'm interested, and I'm going to go over everything to include in the form right now. So first, I want to talk about the description of your form because I actually put in a shit ton of information there, and if you want to see an example of my form, I will have it linked down below for anyone who's interested. So the first thing that you want to include on your form is what your book is about. Even if you included it in your social media post, I would highly recommend for you to mention it again here. And then you want to make sure that you're mentioning your target audience, your genre, and any trigger warnings. And then the next two things that I included with my form, I don't think is really necessary to do, but I do think it's something that can make betas go, oh, I really like this, so I should definitely be a beta. So the first thing is a list of tropes, and then the second one is a list of the representation, which includes races, sexualities, and gender orientations. Oh, and also some mental illnesses that some of the characters have. And then lastly, I just do a quick thing just noting the overall expectations. And here, I just note how many chapters a week my beta readers are expected to send, and that betas should basically be giving me long, thorough answers that are honest but not mean. Now let's get into the actual questions. So the first thing that I ask for is the email address, because although I do ask for social media accounts later, it sometimes can get tricky because if the beta has private social media accounts, then you can't really message them on there, which sucks, which is why I also ask for the email. Then I ask for their name because obviously I need to know who the fuck I'm talking to, and then I ask for some different demographics, which includes age, race/ethnicity, gender and pronouns, and sexuality. And I make it perfectly clear on my form that the groups that someone is from does not affect their chance to be chosen as a beta. I just like to make sure that my betas are of a diverse pool of people, because if you have diverse betas, that can only help you. Then I ask for the general location and time zone, because it just kind of helps to gauge when the beta is going to be online. And then I ask my betas if they would like to answer questions via a questionnaire or a interview. And I do also note that I prefer the interview option just because I feel like betas will usually give more in-depth answers that way, but I also give people the questionnaire option because some people don't like to do the interviews. And again, I'll be making a full video all about the questionnaire and the interview process, so stay tuned. And then I ask for their social media accounts, and I ask this for two reasons. Firstly, I want to have a way to contact them, and secondly, I like to look through their social media accounts because sometimes you'll find someone who you really like them and you honestly think that they would be a good beta reader, but then you see that they retweeted 10 transphobic things and you're like, oh, let's not do that. Next, you want to ask why they want to be a beta reader, because most of the time they will probably say something like, well, the book sounds really interesting, or that they want to help a fellow writer. But other times people just give really weird answers and you're like, okay. And then the next group of questions are yes or no questions, and they are as follows. Number one, do you have experience as a beta? This isn't required for them to have experience, but I think that it's important to know, because if someone doesn't have any experience with a beta reader, I'm going to assume that I'm going to need to spend more time to explain the process with them versus someone else who already has experience as a beta. So they already have a pretty good idea of how shit works. Secondly, I would ask if if they regularly read the age category that you're writing. Next, you want to ask if they regularly read the genres that you're writing. And if you're writing multiple genres, I would recommend that you have a separate question for each genre. Next, I ask what are their favorite books, movies, and TV shows, and this is because it will just kind of help you see if they think that they're going to be a right fit. Just because if the stuff that they list seems to be similar to some stuff that's in your book, then that's a really good sign, and that might be, you know, help you decide, hey, I think they might actually really like my book because it's similar to XYZ. And then next, I ask if they will realistically be able to read the amount of chapters that I need them to read. So the amount of chapters that I have my betas read really just depends on what round I'm in. In the first round, I had my betas read anywhere from 1 to 3 chapters. It kind of just depended. And then for this round, I'm having most of my betas read 3 chapters. There are a couple chunks that are 4 chapters, but most of them are 3 chapters. And for my next round, I haven't decided yet. It's really just going to depend on the quality of my draft and how much in-depth feedback I really need on the different parts. So anyways, again, whole video about how much stuff you should send is coming up soon. But this is really important because honestly, if someone says that they can't realistically read the amount of chapters that I need them to, I'm probably not going to pick them as a beta reader, just because I really just need people who I can rely on and who can actually read the chapters. So if they can't, that's kind of just like, maybe not. And then the last question that I asked is how they found out about me needing betas. And the reason that I asked this question is because it really just gives me insight into what platforms I'm getting the most people from. For me, the 2 platforms that I got most of my betas from were Instagram and off of Discord. So now I kind of know just to focus most of my beta reader stuff on Instagram and Discord because that's where I've gotten the most success. But obviously I will still like advertise it like on my Twitter and Facebook and stuff. I just think that it's more important for me to focus it on my Instagram and Discord, which was honestly the response that I was expecting, so I wasn't surprised at all. And those are all the questions that I asked my betas to fill out. And yeah, that's the video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that it was helpful. And if you have any questions or any requests for future topics for this series, comment them down below. I would love to know them. And stay tuned because next time in the series, I will be talking all about how I pick my beta readers. So if you have some beta applicants but you're not sure how to pick them, stay tuned. I've got you covered. And yeah, that's all that I've got for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button down below and turn on those post notifications so that you know every time that I upload. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one.